I'm Rossi, and I will be performing a dramatic interpretation. Judge ready? Yes. Timekeeper ready? Can you count up? Thanks. In the play Stage Fright by Todd McGinnis, you are transported through generations of history and hauntings in the Orpheus Theater. One of these stories is of Evelyn, a mother from the early 20th century. She is a prime example of how alcohol abuse can take away the soul of what a person once was, leaving just a hollow shell to miss the most beautiful moments in life, or the most destructive. But in this moment of tragic clarity, Evelyn explains in great detail of the most beautiful dream she had ever had. A dream which consumed her long enough to take away something drastically important. In this scene, you see a young mother suffer with mental psychosis, loss, grief, and alcoholism, all told within the cryptic cover of a dream. Stage Fright by Todd McGinnis. This is a frozen moment. It's a frozen moment, like in the dream. Frozen moments only happen in dreams, don't they? Maybe this is a dream. You see, that's where I was when I was dreaming, you see, when Oh! Did I ever show you this picture of my daughter? It's in here somewhere. I always have it. I never leave it. I never leave it. Here it is. There she is. That's Charlotte. So beautiful. Like my mother. Would you like to see? No! You can't have it! That's all I have left of her now. It was an accident. I was dreaming, you see. Oh, such a beautiful dream. It was beautiful. I was beautiful, and I was at a party, and there were Hollywood stars everywhere. Lionel Barrymore and Frederick March and Valentino. He's still very attractive, you know. And there was that very handsome newcomer, Clark somebody. Clark. Gable. Clark. Clark Gable. Yes, that's him. Clark Gable. And I was being witty and charming, and everyone was hanging on my every word. Of course, Charlotte came in then, complaining she'd fallen in a puddle or something. Children are always getting into their little scrapes at the worst times, don't you find? So I told her she'd be all right and just go back out and play. Maybe I should have gone over to her. She seemed fine. A little wet was all. And after all, Errol Flynn and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. are offering to fight a duel for my hand. I was very nonchalant about the whole thing, but inside I was thrilled. But then, there she was, again, with her constant, "Mama, Mama, Mama," and her filthy, wet clothes dripping all over my new carpet and spoiling everything. It wasn't my fault, you see. It was just that no matter how I tried to hush the child up, she wouldn't stop calling me. She just kept calling me and calling me, so I told her to be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Why won't you be quiet? That was when I had the frozen moment. Everyone, everything at the party stopped. They were all just staring at Charlotte, and they were all just frozen. So I turned to her, and that was when I saw she wasn't standing on the rug at all. No, she was up to her chest in water, and her pretty pink dress was all soiled and floating around her, and the ribbons in her hair, the tiny bows tied up in the front, they were all torn and soaked in blood because she'd hit her head. And that was when I realized she was sinking. She was sinking because she lost so much blood, and the water was so cold down there at the bottom of the well that she was passing out. My little Lottie was going to sleep in the cold and the dark, and all I could do was stand there, surrounded by movie stars with a drink in my hand, and watch her slip lower and lower into the water. You see, everything was frozen but her. She was drowning and I couldn't do anything. My baby was slipping into the cold, black water and crying for her mama. And her mama couldn't do anything because her mama was too drunk to wake up from her stupid dreams. Too drunk to move, too drunk to save her baby from the cold, from the dark, crying out for me to save her. That's when my frozen moment ended. I was left with an empty bottle of whiskey and an overflowing well. I left myself to die here, drowned by my own grief. Drowned by my own grief. Oh God, I wish I had. I wish I had died here. Thank you.